will Kanye make a comeback, or is this a downfall that's going to be hard to recover from, that's going to take a few years to come back?
I'll be very clear. Unless his music lives up to the standards that he's already put out there, I do not think so. Because people aren't trying to hear Kanye for his political views or his business ideas. You know, there's a famous saying, I miss the old Kanye. I miss the old... Like, people actually miss the old Kanye because of his music, not because of his ideology. So no, I don't think there will be a comeback unless the music...
You think he's done? What do you think?
I think he really showed his true colors. I mean, I think this, I said this yesterday, I think this is absolute cowardice. He said stupid shit for 10 years. He's gotten backlash since Trump ran. He wore the freaking MAGA hat. And now all of a sudden he loses at $2 billion, he loses his endorsements, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And now it's, oh my God, I'm so sorry. America's racist. George Floyd died from a knee on the neck. Just begging for forgiveness for his $2 billion back. And granted, I've never lost $2 billion in a day, but no, I think he showed his true colors, and I don't think he makes a comeback.
That's it. You think it's done?
I think he showed his fans, the people that follow him now, not for music, but outside that, I think he showed exactly who he is.
You think Kevin Spacey ever comes back and becomes Kevin Spacey without us looking at him the way we looked at him?
I think so, but I think it's two different things. Music is inherently fad-based, right, and trend-based, whereas an actor and actress can come back as an older version of themselves, particularly males, not females as much, because once you're 40 in Hollywood, don't attack me here.
You're 80. I'm not going to attack you. I'm going to agree with you.
No, seriously. Once you're 40 as a female, you're 80. But can Kevin Spacey come back? I mean, I like to look at Michael Keaton. He didn't have like a crisis, but let's just take a look. He had this lull where his career was gone. And all of a sudden he came back, and there was things in his career. Well, look, that's the way Hollywood works, because acting is different than music. Music is fad-based. I think it's really hard for Kanye to come back.
What do you think, Pat?
For me, here's what we're learning. Who you can call out and who you cannot call out. Like there's certain people in the room you can insult, and certain people you cannot insult. You're really seeing who is one of the most powerful communities in America, that if you even get close to insulting or touching, what the consequences could be. And he's feeling it right now, especially the way he did it. Because you can insult whites as much as you want, you're not going to get in trouble. That's just the truth of it. People say stuff about the white community, and they butcher them around and trash them and say whatever they want. Pretty much, you can pretty much say everything you want. No one says anything. God forbid you say certain things about certain communities. Ooh, you're permanently done. What he's saying is not, people have said it on the opposite side. If I really wanted to do a case study, I can go on the opposite side and see how many people have said stuff about, you have to be careful saying stuff about Muslims, but you can say whatever you want about Christians. Mm-hmm. You have to be careful about what you say about blacks, but you can say whatever you want about whites. You have to be careful saying whatever you want about Jews, but you can say whatever. This is also a slippery slope for me. Now, obviously, what he said and the way he said it, DEFCON. What do you say? DEFCON.
DEFCON.
What are you doing? So, but a lot of it for me comes from a standpoint of, oh my gosh, who is really running this country to protect those few that we cannot touch? That's the one part that becomes a bit of a slippery slope on who you can call out and who you cannot call out. And we just learned it. This is known as one of the greatest artists. Few things that I don't like about what he does, like posting text messages you get from people on your Instagram back to back to back to back to back to back to back. That's a character flaw. You can't do that. What are you doing posting text messages you're getting from people on your... You go to his Instagram profile, it's all text. Why are you doing that? Do you know that's permanent? Do you understand what I'm saying when I say that's permanent?
Even if you delete it.
Yeah, that's permanent.
Screenshot that.
Yeah, that's permanent. Like permanently, you're not going to be texted by people. You can't even go on Signal. Like there's certain behavior that to me has nothing to do with this. To me, it has to do with a complete different thing. That is challenges you go through. You got to be what real qualified woman, the kind of wife that he wants. Who's going to want to be with a guy like him today, knowing that at any point he can put your business on blast publicly? And by the way, the same goes with the Kardashians. What guy, a real, not if you want to marry a celebrity because you have to stay within the celebrity world, I get it. Like, who's Kim going to date next and marry? Let's face it.
There's odds out there for this, by the way.
Yeah. So I saw that.
Think, Vance is, what's his name? Vance Jones. For some reason, he's at the top of the list.
Yeah. But the point being, who's she going to end up with? She can only be with a power player. She's not going to end up with it. Like Pete Davidson's like, yeah, okay, good. You had fun 6 months. You really mess with,
mess with Kanye hard.
Who did Pete date that the ex killed himself or committed suicide? Mac Miller. Mac Miller, right? So Pete's also a dark character. He's also a guy
that was Ariana Grande with Mac Miller.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Ariana Grande. I'm not a follower.
Who she was engaged to Pete Davidson. That's where the stars align.
So
right
I mean, look, there's a lot of people involved in a situation like this, but to me, it's more about character and who you have to go back. Like, hey, J-Lo, your brand was very good when you were Ben Affleck. Those are the conversations in this world. So are you really going to be with somebody that you're laying next to in bed wanting to have a conversation? How was your day? Or is it really, did you see my Q score went up after we got married 3 months ago? What a bullshit conversation to have at night laying next to a person.
But that's the reality of that
life.
But
the point is, what a waste of a life. What a waste of a life. What a waste of a life. Favorite parts of my life are conversations, relationships, moments, experiences that are real, raw, genuine. Moments, you're going through troubles. We sit down, we have a conversation. You're in tears. You're opening up. I'm talking to you. This is between us. That's a bond, right? Mm-hmm. You're going through a challenge. No one knows about it. We're sharing that. That's life. This is bullshit. This is just, and I hope people watching this, younger generation, is not sitting there saying, man, I really want to be in this kind of mess. It's a complete different life. Anyway, so that's my opinions. I just think certain people have little too much power today. You can't talk about them. It scares the crap out of a lot of people.
Back to your initial question. Do you think Kanye makes a comeback
I
to
think
the
he
point
does.
where he was?
I think he does, but I think it's going to take 4 to 5 years. I think it's going to take a while. This is America. You have to realize one thing about America. America is very annoying with stars, and they want to see them fall. But they love redemption and comebacks. This is America, man. This is America. Like the whole concept of the church. What's the church? If you're like a born again type of thing, hey, if you're born again, all your sins are forgiven. Mm-hmm. America, if it was a religion, it's a similar feeling because we will judge you all the way to the end. But man, when you fall, a year later, 2 years later, we can't wait for you to come back and a changed human being, hopefully, and you got new thing that we can learn from you and redeem yourself. Hopefully. I don't know if it's going to happen or not.
His problem, though, Pat, I think, is that he made everybody mad. Like, so he made the people, initially he made the comments, and he made a whole bunch of people mad.
Yeah.
He's anti-Semitic, he's that. Then he apologizes, and now he makes a whole bunch of other people mad that are saying, why are you caving to the mob?
But that's character, right? That's a character flaw when you do that. You said something
is.
earlier. You said every time I open my mouth, I offend half. So what he did is he opened his mouth and he opened his mouth.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So he offended 100%. What are you doing, bro?
Yeah.
Take a position.
Right.
At least I respect AOC because she takes a position.
Mm-hmm.
You took a position. Go for it. So now when you're flip-flopping,
right.
John Kerry lost the election years ago because he flip-flopped. Two audiences gave two different messages. America doesn't like flip-floppers.
One more thing with Kanye.
I agree.
Like, whether it's politics, whether it's your brand, your personality, you have to have a base. We all know this. You got to play to your base. So who's Kanye's base? Who does he actually care about? Obviously, he cares a lot about his people, black people. Like he says this, I got to take care of my people. I got to help my people. Is there anything that his people are not down with more than MAGA? Okay? Like straight up, just look at black people don't feel MAGA.
I disagree with that.
For 90%, that's great. But black people aren't feeling MAGA. Disagree or not, I'm letting you know that's the case. Secondly, when you go white lives matter, you think black people are down with that? I'm saying as a group, no. So he's doing things, and then black people, I think for the most part, agree that George Floyd may have had fentanyl in his system, but he died because an officer's knee was on the back of his neck.
There's not a lot of harder guys in the hip hop world than Kevin Gates. Mm-hmm. Have you heard what he said?
Or Ice Cube? Remember what Ice Cube said?
Yeah.
Go with Kevin Gates, though. Go with Kevin Gates. First of all, I love Kevin Gates. And, some of the stuff that he says, just like the benefit of being a street guy and an artist where you've partied with all these guys, and then you're like, Wait, the only people who give me a hard time with my success is my own people. He says, I've never had a white person that's unhappy for my success. So that conversation is being had, and it needs to be had.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.